Hello! You are listening to The Healing Artist, and this is a place where we explore spirituality, healing, and what it means to be a human on Earth. Today, friends, I wanted to talk to you about how to be the calm in the middle of a storm. Lately, I have noticed that a lot of people in my immediate surroundings, my people, are really deeply suffering. They are just going through it, y'all. It is really intense. Now, something I have noticed in this experience is that I have just been listening and holding space. Now, I'm not saying that I am free from suffering. This doesn't mean my life is perfect in any way, and it doesn't mean that I don't have fears or grief or uncertainty at all. And I mean, I have my hard days, trust me. But what feels different is that I'm no longer living inside of some form of internal emergency. So in the past, when the people in my life were suffering, I felt so incredibly drawn to needing to find a solution because it was almost intolerable to be in the suffering with them. Like it was so emotionally great, I couldn't deal with it. So now we're going to talk about how did I learn to remove myself from the immediate suffering in order to just be there as an anchor in the middle of the storm. Friends, if you're new here, my name is Frida. I am a semi-trance voice channel, energy healer, a lady who talks to trees. I love sharing my healing journey because it helps me connect with you. And my whole thing is you're not alone. It all unfolds differently for each one of us, but I spend a lot of my life feeling really alone, and I share my journey with you in order for you to feel not so alone. There are 8 billion plus people on this world, and there are 8 billion plus ways to heal. I'm here for all of it. So, welcome. So, one of the main things I want to talk about is having a grounding practice. And the way I have my grounding practice is I have put both my feet on the floor. I return everyone else's energy to themselves. I drop my energetic roots down into the earth. I clear my chakra system, and I drop a tap root or a grounding cord down to the center of the earth. This gives me presence. This brings me home to me. Now, I did not just learn how to do this. I practiced this for years until I had a real handle on actually feeling it in my body. So when I first started practicing grounding back in 2020, I could not feel it. I would imagine that I could feel the grounding happening. And in time, and I want to say it took years to finally get to the point where I was actually able to start to feel the energy moving inside of my body. But it took daily, dedicated morning meditation practice to get there. So please do not give up on yourself if this is not something that immediately comes into your life. And if you're someone that wants something immediately, with all due respect, things that are truly worth something take time and mastery. They take time. So I want you to make a commitment to yourself, to show up for yourself and learn your grounding practice. It takes time. When people say meditation practice, there's a practice aspect to that. You think you just get to magically quiet your mind? It is a dedicated practice to learn how to do so. But do not think that it is not worth the effort. It absolutely is. You incrementally start to feel better in a way where you want to come to it. So while at first might be something on your calendar that you are forcing yourself to do, eventually you will find peace in it. It's sort of like going to the gym and exercising your muscles, right? At first you have to drag yourself to the gym, but at a certain point you reach a threshold where you're like, okay, the endorphins make me feel better. This makes my life better. Maybe you start making friends at the gym. A meditation practice will help you be better friends with yourself. Oh my goodness. What other things helped? Major dedication to trauma healing. I have done a ton of trauma healing, and in doing so, have cleared my chakra system in such a way that this is a clear, aligned channel. A lot of us have blocks within our chakra system that are keeping the different chakras, our different energy systems, from being able to move fluidly throughout the body. So, healing through the trauma, truly sitting in the center of things and allowing them to move and dissipate. Some of this I was able to do on my own, and some of this I did with energy healers, with talk therapy, with reading books, like with walking meditation, with the help of the all that is. Again, it took time. And now, however, with this channel being cleared the way it is, as things come up, I'm able to identify them and move them out of my system. And I'm sure there's still energy blocks within my body. Of course there are. It would be arrogant beyond belief for me to pretend like there aren't. I'm a human and I'm learning, but what I am willing to do is dedicate myself to the work. So as it comes up, it's actually really exciting. When I get triggers, I get excited about them because I'm like, oh, good, we get to move this out. I love it. I meet it with curiosity as opposed to misery. I did a lot of reparenting therapy and parts work when I first started doing my healing journey. And it took about 2 years to work of bringing different pieces of myself home. And gosh, the parts work, honestly, maybe even more than 2 years. And reparenting therapy is something wonderful where you are actually rewriting the way that you nurture yourself. And a lot of reparenting therapy led me to the practice of self-love. And self-love is sort of the overarching, honey, if you could fall in love with yourself, if you can truly love every aspect of you, you're going to be able to navigate the world in a really delightful, delicious way. Again, not free from suffering, because that is just sort of one of the universal laws. Suffering exists, or dissatisfaction, or whatever you want to call it. But like, this exists. Now, how can we meet it with curiosity and move through it in a way where it is not absolutely destroying us? And then how can we be that in the center, that calm in the center of the storm, even when we're going through something, knowing that it too shall pass. It will pass. A really big help in this process was learning that I can feel emotions without becoming the emotions. So before I understood the practice of, is this mine? That's a little tool of, why am I feeling all of these emotions? Da, 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 da. And a lot of times I was trying to explain, why do you feel the way you do, Frida? Well, my goodness, I was picking up collective energy some of the time. And there wasn't an answer for it. So I felt absolutely insane about why am I feeling what I'm feeling. So learning that tool was huge. But then after that, how can we feel our emotions without becoming them, and then using like blame or shaming ourselves into feeling them at all, or putting them on someone else, like off-gassing them to the room? That's just a tool that you need to learn how to do. Taking full responsibility for who you are and your actions in this world, you are an independent contractor. Like the soul that you are an independent being. It is no one else's fault for what is going on with you in your emotional reality. It is not ours to blame others for the feelings within us. Now, you could be responding to something that you really don't like, but can you, before you attack someone else, pause and understand what are you bringing to that situation to allow yourself to fully, in AA, we'd say, run a fourth step about this experience. What is your part in what is going on? And if you are always willing to look at your part in something before taking it or off-gassing your emotions to other people, if you are always willing to look at your part, you can become that calm in the middle of the storm pretty quick. Because you understand, gosh, why is this affecting me as much as it is? And often it is rooted in something outside of what is literally happening. It will be rooted to some emotional state, a trigger, something from your past that it is bringing up. And then there is an invitation to clear it. Oh my goodness. Believe me when I tell you that all of this is possible, but this is not easy work, okay? It's not easy, but it's absolutely possible. And at a certain point, I even started to think it was really fun, and one of the only things that I became interested in doing. Honey, I have run a 4-step on everything since I learned about 4 steps in 2021. Building a relationship with your body and spirit is also incredibly important. So if you are outside of your body and not able to truly feel into yourself and sit within the seat of yourself, you are disconnected from actually being able to experience life fully and from a grounded place. So you're going to want to learn to get in your body. And a lot of people disassociate away from their bodies because your body's hurt, because it's hard to be in here. But I actually have made a pact with myself that because I'm a soul having a human experience, I know what it's like to be a soul. How about I have a human experience? How about I stay in my body? How about I stay connected to it and experience all the waves of all the things that are happening with my body, regardless of the pain that comes with that? Because there's a lot of agony, but there's also a lot of ecstasy that can happen within our physical forms. And if we develop a relationship with our body tells us everything we need to know. It's like a direct line to source, to our higher selves. Is this learning to read the Bible of our bodies? And if you can read the Bible of your body, you can hold space for the people in your life that are really going through it, because you're going to know when you need to walk away. You're going to know when you need to go take an Epsom salt bath and return everybody else's energy. You're going to know when you're going to be like, excuse me for a moment, I'm going to go take a walk. Or thank you so much. I've heard as much as I can hear about your suffering story at this time. I need to remove myself, return everybody's energy, and like ground again back into you. A lot of this is about staying hydrated. I cannot emphasize that enough. Drink water. And here's a little special tip. Tell the water what you want to experience in life. So I always, when I have my water, I say, I love you into the water. I whisper, I love you into the water. And that water then is, I love you, the energy and the frequency of love as it enters my body. So you can enter the prayers for your body into the water. You don't enter it every time you sip it. You just bless the water before you drink it. And that is a very easy way for you to begin to change the frequency of your physical form. So those are ways that I anchor myself in the middle of all of the chaos. So it's not that the storm doesn't exist. It just is that I have these tools to navigate it and root down into myself and be here, able to hold space while the tornado rages, while the earthquake shakes, while the winds are torrential, the tsunami, the storm, the everything, the fall of the patriarchy, the loss of jobs, the deaths, family death, really intense stuff. If you can stay grounded in the center of yourself, you can be there for the people around you. So as we do our healing work, that is not removing the storm entirely. It is just giving us a place in order to navigate from within the storm. How can we become the quiet place as it rages around us? So let's do a little deep breathing together just to sort of anchor this information into our bodies. And just let's start by putting both of our feet flat on the floor. You want to sit up with your spine straightish. And let's rub our hands together. We're gonna rub our hands together. Start to heat them up. And then I'm gonna ask you to start pulling your hands apart. 3 inches, maybe 6 inches. And now imagine that there's energy zipping back and forth between the palms of your hands. You may be able to feel it. But if you can't, you're going to imagine it. We're just going to notice the quality of that energy. And now we're going to take that energy and we're going to burst it out into our auric field. Bursting it out. And as we do so, let's return everybody else's energy to themselves with love. Returning everybody else's energy to themselves with love. Now I want you to imagine opening the crown of your head. Just open it up like a camera aperture. And I want to invite you to have all of your own energy return to yourself. So we're going to invite all of our own energy back to ourselves. I imagine it as little arrows of energy coming back and down and in. Any place where you're off investigating someone else's thing, checking in on your kiddos, making lists, any bit of yourself you've left at the office. Returning all your own energy to yourself. And as that comes down, returning home to your body, just notice ourselves. Notice our fingers, if you want to squeeze the tops of your knees. Noticing your feet. Pushing your toes down into the floor. Really coming home to yourself. Bringing yourself down and in. I like to say, put your fingers in your fingers and your toes in your toes. Pull your soul into your physical form. And now we're going to drop our 1,000 energetic tree roots of light. So open up the bottom of your left foot and then open up the bottom of your right foot. Imagining that the little spinning foot chakra in the center of your foot, and then that opens up like a window opening up on the bottoms of each of your foot. Now we're going to send 500 energetic tree roots of light down through the left foot. Down, in, deep, far, and wide. And 500 energetic tree roots of light down through the right foot. Down, in, deep, far, and wide. 1,000 energetic tree roots of light in total. Just tasting the earth and where you sit. And let's do some breathing together. If you want to place your hand on your heart. Breathing into your lower belly. Letting it loose, letting that belly just be. Feeling it fill with air as you breathe in. Expanding outwards. And feeling it contract a bit as you breathe out. Let's do one more together. Feeling the entirety of your physical form. Oh, just welcoming you home. Friends, you do not have to absorb everyone's suffering in order to love them. Sometimes the greatest gift that you can give is your own grounded presence. And that's where I want to leave you today, my loves. I love you. God, Universe, Source loves you. And I hope that you have a wonderful day.